Hello, my name is Brenda Perez, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about different career paths that I had throughout my lifetime that kind of brought me up to kind of going into this specific career. So let's go ahead and get started. A little overview about what this presentation will go ahead and talk about. I'll first talk about a little bit about myself, just a little introduction so you get to know a little bit about me before jumping into different careers and different career pathways that I went through. So first we'll be talking about my childhood and what careers I was looking into. Then we'll talk about what aspirations I had in high school and what career paths I was interested in at the moment. Then we'll talk about my college experience and the career pathways that I choose there. I'll also talk about employment just because that did affect kind of where I am today. And then finally, we'll talk about the career that I'm currently doing today and kind of a little bit of what I do in that career itself. So to begin with, I'm just going to talk a little bit about myself. So my name is Brenda Perez, and I'm currently working as a new student coordinator at Rock Valley College. I have worked at Rock Valley for almost 2 years, and I really enjoy what I do. Every day is a little bit different, and we'll talk a little bit more about what I do in this position in a later slide. I am somebody that did not think they were going to do education or higher education at all, which we'll kind of learn in the different pathways in a couple of slides that I will talk about. But I am very happy here and I enjoy the work that I do. You really do feel that you are helping students kind of discover what they enjoy and find different careers that they'll be interested in. So again, we'll go ahead and talk about a few different things that made me choose this pathway in the next slides. So first we're going to talk a little bit about some childhood aspirations that I had. I was a child that had many different hobbies and wanted to do many different things. So I still do, but as a child, I really loved cooking and baking. So one of the first careers that I really thought that I was going to go into is to become a pastry chef. I would bake all kind of different things like cookies, cupcakes. I would even have family friends ask to make orders, and I would do their like baked goods and birthday cakes, which was really fun. I also wanted to be a fashion designer. I love clothes and I love making outfits. I also would make clothes for like my stuffed animals and my Barbies. And my mom would help me do this, so it's something that I really enjoyed. I also really love drawing and sketching, which really went into like the fashion design aspect, but it also went to me discovering of maybe potentially wanting to be an architect. I also remember going to many boat tours and architect tours in Chicago, um, and seeing the different skyscrapers, and I thought that was really cool. That's why one of the careers that I wanted to do as a child was to be an architect. And the last job that I remember wanting to do as a kid would be a veterinarian. I really love animals, and I really wanted to go ahead and help all the sick dogs and cats and bunnies that there were. I thought that it was just a really cool job. So those are just a couple of different careers that I thought that I wanted to be as a child. Now I am going to jump into what I thought I wanted to be in high school. In the beginning of high school, I really thought that I wanted to go into the healthcare field. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I knew my goal is that I really wanted to help people. I thought that I wanted to be a doctor or a nurse, and I even got to work at a doctor's clinic and got to work with doctors and nurses and front office workers to kind of like, see what the feel was to be in that space. I still knew I wanted to be in healthcare. However, kind of working with doctors and knowing that they had germs and needles and blood, I decided that that was not a career pathway for me. So I decided to kind of look into different areas of healthcare because it is such a big and vast area to work in. So my senior year of high school, I found about audiology and speech pathology, and that's something that I really looked into a lot. So my senior year, I decided that I was going to go study and become an audiologist. I found out that you had to get a bachelor's degree, usually in communications disorders, and that you had to go to a grad program and get a doctorate in audiology. So I was very up to the task and really wanted to do that, and even decided to study that in college. Speaking of college, now we'll talk about my college experience. So I decided to go to Northern Illinois University, so NIU. I decided to go into the communication disorder program and go the pre-audiology pathway. I really enjoyed the classes, and I really enjoyed specifically the rehab counseling and counseling classes, which was really surprising to me because my senior year I was like, I'm going to be an audiologist, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to help with all the hearing mechanisms, all the hearing tests. But then the one that caught the most attention for me in my class curriculum was the rehab counseling and counseling classes. I also really liked doing different languages, so I did study Spanish and ASL because I thought it would help me in my audiology pathway. Unfortunately, COVID-19 happened and it kind of disturbed the whole world. And it really kind of disturbed how I was doing in college. So I was thinking about changing my pathway from audiology to rehab counseling because, again, that is something just I really enjoyed. However, my counselor kind of recommended me not to do that just because COVID-19 was shifting a lot of the curriculum and we didn't know what was going to be happening in the next semester or the next couple of years. So it was recommended for me to graduate early. So I graduated with a bachelor's in science and communication disorders with pre-audiology pathways and minors in counseling, rehab counseling, and ASL in December of 2020. After graduating, I went straight into grad school that next fall semester. I went to grad school to become an audiologist, and that was a pathway just because that's what I picked. I was in the pathway, so I decided to just go straight into grad school because that was something I knew I wanted to do, and it gave me a little bit of peace of mind during COVID. Grad school was really tough during COVID just because everything was very strict. It was really hard, and I actually did not enjoy it. I really enjoyed working with the patients and learning new things. However, it just didn't seem like a career pathway for me, especially that it's like a career pathway that I chose when I was 18. And of course, people change and their ideas of careers and what they want to do changes. So in the end, I kind of had a big decision to make to see if I wanted to stay, and in the end I decided after my first year that I would withdraw from the program and kind of see what else was out there for me. My first job after graduating, I feel like really shaped what career path that I would go into. So after I graduated from NAU with my bachelor's, um, I decided to work at the Illinois Mathematics and Science Academy, or IMSA, where I was a residential counselor. So I was working with a caseload of 30 students that were mainly seniors, and I was making sure that they had everything to graduate. That included like making sure they hit all their class requirements, making sure that they had all their skills completed that they needed to graduate, which was just different like classes, like electives that they had to do. And I would also help them with like different portions of applying to school, such as the application process, practicing for interviews, knowing what to dress to those interviews, and all of that aspect. So I really enjoyed this job. Really made me know what I wanted to go into and which age range of students that I wanted to work with. This then brings us to today. Today I work as a new student coordinator at Rock Valley College, and I've been working in this position for 2 years and very much enjoy it. I work with all different types of students that are starting their higher education journeys. So I work with students that are straight out of high school or students that have been out of school for 20 plus years. I work with students with different aspects of starting higher ed, so the application process, turning in transcripts, picking careers, doing their first year advising, and so much more. I also help with different events like going to the high school to do recruitment, do presentations, do career fairs. I also help with orientation and at a lot of different events like FAFSA nights that we hold on the campus and off campus. Every day is a little bit different and I really much enjoy it. But again, I think going through all those different career pathways and decisions really helped me choose this career path today. That is the end of my presentation. I hope that you got to learn a little bit about me and the different careers that brought me up to the career that I'm working to today. Thank you for listening.